It's Brian here from Bike Kite Camp Ireland. Today I'm going to show you how to do an M check on your bicycle. Okay, so it's called an M check because it starts here, down at the front wheel hub, goes up, you check your headset, check your handlebars, you go down to your bottom bracket, check your chain, you check your crank arms, check your pedals, you go up, you check your seat post, check your seat, and then back down here to check your rear hub and check your rear wheel bearings. So you'll just need a multi-tool for this. You'll probably need one that has 4, 5 and 6, which are the 3 most common bolts on your bicycle. You'll start down here with your through axle. This is a number 6, but you might have a quick release as well. Just back it off and then just tighten it up, down over tighten it. You shouldn't over tighten anything on your bike. That's good enough. So your second check is going to be your brakes, and the best way to check them is to lean it forward like that. That's fine. Okay, brake is working. So I'm checking this as well, the front hub, to see is there any play on the hub, and there's no lateral play, so the bearings and wheel bearings are good. Okay, so to check your headset, simply hold your front brake, catch here and rock your front wheel backwards and forwards. If there's any play here, you need to tighten up your headset bearings. You've got a loose headset. Okay, so the next thing you're going to check is your stem. Check your stem bolts. That's good. And they don't need to be over tightened. People make this mistake of over tightening everything. That's good. That's good. And then just check that the gap is equal here at the top and is equal at the bottom. They should both be equal. If not, just back off whichever one looks tighter. Okay. So just check. You'll always find on things like stem bolts and most other bolts around your bike, they'll have a Newton meter rating on them. So that's the maximum rating that these bolts should be tightened to, which is 5 Newton meters. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to check is I'm going to check the crank arms, and I'm going to just move them laterally to see if there's any play. There's no play on this at all. If there was play, it means your bottom bracket bearings are going or on the way out, and you need to replace your bottom bracket bearings. That feels pretty good. That's good. Bearings in the pedals seem to be absolutely fine. So yeah, that's good. So it's no harm as well, just while you're at it, just check your chain ring bolts. Okay, and again, don't over tighten anything. Just check them. You'll know if they're excessively loose. Okay, that one is. Okay, so I've got a chain ring tool bolt in at the back here, but you could actually get away with using a flathead screwdriver in at the back. So just tightening, that was actually quite loose. So I'm not going too mad. Okay, just checking the seat post clamp, which is absolutely fine. And then I'm just going to check the seat post as well, which seat's fine. It's good. So now we're on to the back brakes. They're good. There's no play on them. And I'm just going to check there's no lateral movement on the rear wheel bearings, so that's good as well. So the last thing I'm going to check is to make sure that the rear wheel quick release is all the way in. And sometimes you see that resting up against people's frames or here or here. If it's not all the way in, it's a camming action, and if it's not all the way in, it's actually not closed properly. So it's really important that if you have anywhere where you have a quick release, that it's all the way in. Okay, so this is a plus size tire, and these are the tire pressure ratings here. This runs between 20 to 35 psi. So compared to a road bike runs at about 100 psi, but these are plus size tires, so the pressure can be quite low on these, and also these are tubeless, so you can run them at 20 psi. So the last thing I will tell you, which is a little bonus, is get yourself one of these. This is called a chain checker or a chain elongation tool, and they cost about €5. So on the chain checker tool, you'll see here it has 0.75 and 1.0. So let's pop that in. So this chain is absolutely spot on at 0.75, and at 1 you can see it's bang on as well. And now I'm going to show you what happens with a worn chain. Okay, so this is the other bike that I showed you in a previous video, where it was a 9-speed bike which had a snap chain. And you can see here when I actually put the chain checker on, the way this drops down in between these two links here, which means this chain is actually stretched. So when you have a stretched chain, unless I replace this right now for a brand new chain, it's going to start wearing the rear cassette, and if you leave it go for too long, you'll actually end up having to replace your chain and your cassette, and most likely your chain rings, your front chain rings. Okay, so one other tip is, if you're running tubeless tires like me, top up your sealant every 3 months. What happens is the sealant that's in there is dried up, and you should replace it every 3 months. So thanks a million for watching my video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Thanks very much.